Good morning, Crosspoint. Happy Wednesday morning. It's actually Tuesday afternoon for me, but good to be with you. Seems like I've been gone for a month or so, but it's only been a week. But huge shout out to my wife, Natanya, and my kids for letting me go. I don't like to take too much time off just for myself, just because I'm a family guy, but I think some of you guys know that if you don't do a hunting trip or a fishing trip or some kind of a hiking trip or get away every now and then, you almost explode with the domestic scene. And there's nothing wrong with that, the domestic scene, but getting away is just a little bit, sometimes restores a little bit of sanity and balance. So thank you, Natanya, for that and the kids. So here we are. Last Wednesday, we talked about opening the church back up on June 7. Our church size is going to allow us to do that a little more easily than a church, a mega church would. So I want to just touch base with you about how we're going to do that and just some details about that. So maybe before I do, if I could just say that we're trying to be careful because we want our people to be healthy and we want to take care of our people. And so that's why we're going to be taking precautions and exercising social distancing, but we are not on an errand, or we're not out to prove anything by opening too early or by not opening early enough. And so that said, just because the church doors open doesn't mean you need to be here. If you feel like you need to social distance and stay at home for a while, please do. Our live streaming will continue, so you can tap into that. And that's actually one of the blessings we've gotten from this whole season, is that our tech scene has expedited about 5 to 6 years very quickly. So, all right, so I'm in the parking lot. You'll come in, if you come in on June 7, and you can see the cars here. There's Bruce's car, and there's the Yoder tank. You can actually see a little mask right here. I'm not wearing one right now, but you'll come in, maybe park a space apart if you can, and please do wear a mask. We're strongly encouraging people to wear a mask. You're not going to be asked to go home if you don't, but excuse me, we're just trying to be careful with that. So park a space apart, put your mask on. Now, it might be that we run out of spaces. I don't know. We've never been in this place before, but if we do, you can park along the exit on the driveway on the right side, or on the far side of the parking lot is another little driveway. You can park there. But as you come in, you can see the doors. There will be greeters out here. The doors will be open. There will be signs for you to direct you, but the greeters will help you, tell you where to go, kind of what we're doing. So we're going to do a little practice walkthrough right now. So I'm coming in on the right side, which is where we'll be coming in on June 7, and exiting on the right side on the other side. So I'm in the lobby now, and you can kind of see it's a little sparse right now. We'll have, there's some hand sanitizer, and we'll have plenty of that available for you as you come in, and we're going to make sure all the high contact places are disinfected. Now I'm coming down here. In the event you need to use the restroom, this was actually Kelly's idea. We've hung up some curtains in the middle here, dividing it, and there's a curtain in the women's room and a curtain in the men's room. And you may say, what's with the curtains? Well, this way you don't have to touch the doors. The front doors will be open and the bathroom doors will be open. But as you can see here, we're going to have the water fountains out of service. If you need water, we'll just direct you to the kitchen. And I'm walking down the hallway right here. And you'll notice here's the youth room. And further down here is where they do children's church, right here. Okay. Now, the reason I point those out is because we will not be having any children's ministry at all for the foreseeable future. And the reason for that is just trying to stay safe. So I'm now in the kitchen. I better turn the light on. And we'll have options, for a drink if you need. Of course, you can always bring your own. But I'm out here in the sanctuary, and so we will have, of course, it looks like nobody's worshiped here as a group, and that would be correct, but we will have clusters of chairs about 6 feet apart. Sets of 2 will have deacons on hand, ushers on hand to add chairs as needed. But we're going to keep, it's not going to look like it's ever looked before. For families with small children, we will have you set up in the back with tables. I don't know that these will be the exact tables, so that your kids can sit at the table and have some coloring options. I think Samantha Campbell, our children's ministry lead, is going to be working on having things for children. So, but families with small kids will get a table. We'll probably sit you closer to the back or off to the side somewhere. And so that's kind of where we'll be. The offering, we're not going to pass a plate. The benevolence box, which you can see it's all the way up front. That's going to be the tool that we use, and people will just drop their offerings into that instead of passing the plate. See our benevolence box right here. So you just drop your offering right in there, and that way we don't have to pass the plate. Now, usually we do communion on the first Sunday of the month. June 7th is the first Sunday of the month. We're going to back off of that and reschedule it for the 14th because communion is just one extra thing I don't think we need to be doing on the first round back in the church building. So we will provide some communion kits for you on the 14th so that you don't need to bring your own, and plus you won't have everyone kind of handling the same bread and the same juice. So though that is in a nutshell kind of what we're looking at. But again, the same precautions that you've been practicing out in public, we're going to practice right here. Now look, again, I'm thinking, as I think about this could either go one of two ways. Number one, and I'm actually kind of hoping maybe 40 or 50 people, or it could blow up on us and we get everybody out at the same time. And we're just going to have to be careful. I know the church, John 13:35, Jesus says, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." And so we love one another. We love the body of Christ. And so we're going to be eager to see each other. But we want to maintain care for one another and grace, and not, presume upon one another and make others feel uncomfortable. So let's just practice the social distancing. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. I mean, we're doing everything we can to make sure it's smooth and that people can access God in the house of worship. But there's been so many times with this COVID-19, we're doing things for the first time. So, but these are just some guidelines for you. And I want to give a huge shout out to one man who has helped us during this season the most, and that is Curtis Schrack. He has worked extra hours, extra time. He has learned things on the tech side. He has taken us to the heights. And we're flying so high now compared to where we were. But I want to say a public thank you to you, Curtis Schrack, for all of your help and what you've done. More details to follow next Sunday, but I've given you kind of a bird's eye view of what we're looking at. If you have any questions, please email Kelly, office@crosspointac.org. You can email me, david@crosspointac.org. And we'll answer your questions, and we want to do the best we can do to be the body of Christ. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. And I know that you are too. And a lot of exciting things happening. This is just the strangest of times, but it's still good, and God's hand is on Crosspoint, and we're going to be continuing to roll out more information. I got some exciting news for you next week, next Wednesday, so just stay tuned. Good things happening here, lots of good things. So I love you a lot, Crosspoint. You can see I actually started kind of growing facial hair. Might have to shave that off pretty soon, but just kind of letting things go. Anyway, God's good, and look forward to seeing you. Take care. Goodbye.